Hello, this is Hewlett with Rehab Mart, my colleague
Taylor.
And we're here today to show you another electrostatic sprayer. We're calling it the ES490. We had a buyer, we're in this crisis, the COVID crisis, and we're trying to source electrostatic sprayers. And this is a model that the buyer rated as a mid-level model. Taylor and I have used it several times. We think it's okay. We haven't passed full judgment. We're definitely not calling this a top-tier BMW model. But we're going to unbox it today and let you guys make your own assessment. We're going to share some of our opinions on it as well.
Okay. So this is how the package comes from the manufacturer. Up here. So this is what we're looking at when we first open up our box. We have our extra spray wand here, the backpack unit itself. Backpack straps,
Okay.
the electrostatic blower, and an extra handle for using the non-electrostatic portion of it.
This is more like a typical garden sprayer. This unit can be used for either or, but we're going to be I think we're not going to hook up the garden piece today. We're just going to focus on the electrostatic nozzle and wand, they call it.
Your charger, the manual, it comes with a couple of extra O-rings just to keep that seal tight on there, and a couple of extra heads that will attach to it.
This manual was translated from Chinese into English. It is not a very thorough manual. We look for charging time. It doesn't actually recommend an initial charging time. We're thinking it's about 2 hours. But got the basic parts, basic information. And again, it's not a very thorough manual. It's just 6 or 7 pages long.
The first thing you are going to want to do when you get your unit is charge it. So right here, which will be the left side. If the unit's on your back, it will be on the left side at the bottom. You have your power switch down here with this little port, which will take the charger. Get that into a wall unit.
So that is charging.
And that'll bring us over to.
You want to make sure it's turned off when you're charging as well, right? So
Absolutely.
It is turned off. It does have a plastic cover over it. This way is on, so it is turned off.
Just straight from the manufacturer, this is what your hose is going to look like that plugs into your electrostatic sprayer. Find our nozzle on the other
Okay, let me show this real quick.
Yes.
Most of these units, this is already turned in. This is the little, I guess we call this the mill end. It's the same on both sides, and it just screws in this way. You also could, if you were using one of these other nozzles, you could. It's interchangeable. This particular plastic part. So just hand tighten it. You don't want to over tighten this since it is plastic threads.
Get that tightened in to the tank. There is a little bit of a base charge that the unit comes with. So
You want to explain this, Taylor? This is the tricky part of this unit. We had to blink twice on this a few times because when you're charging it, you're doing that. When you're done charging it, it's been charged for 2 hours. Then you take up the plug or the
mail-in from the sprayer itself, and it plugs into that area where you just had your charger. It's the same end. Plugs into that area right there.
They recommend it. It is turned off when you plug this in. You don't want to have this turned on, so make sure it's turned off as you plug it in.
Right.
This should also be turned off, correct? And
Yes.
The O signifies off, and the little horizontal line there. If you depress it, that's on. And there's a sequence to this as well, right?
There is. Once you do have your charge, the manufacturer recommends that you do not run it dry.
We're just pouring some water into it. Obviously, we're not using bottle outside of anything. It does have a little filter as well. It comes, I guess, to catch any loose debris.
And something else from the manufacturer, they recommend, we are about to turn the unit on. There are 2 on switches. One is going to be right next to that charging port where the electrostatic sprayer plugs into, and one is going to be in the handle. one in the handle controls the blower, and the one in the unit itself is what's going to be.
And you did get this out of the manual, and we're scanning the manual, and Taylor noticed that it did say, this was a good piece of information, to turn on the
blower first, so that you don't have any sort of residual buildup from liquid that would be left in that line. It will leak a little bit if you do not keep that blower running before and after.
Now, that you read as well, they call this something like a windmill, the fan inside the blower.
They call the fan the windmill, yes.
So yeah, just realize that the windmill in the manual is the fan that's inside the blower. So you said to turn on the
blower first. Alright, so start the air up, and then to turn on the sprayer. There we go.
Alright. Goes down about, what, 12 feet to the end of the room there? Cheers. Okay, and now you turn that off first. If you let it keep blowing, you can blow off any excess moisture. So when you turn it off, the electrostatic piece isn't on, so you're just going to see some water blow out because the electrostatic portion is turned off. And then you can turn it off. It's going to drain. It is normal to let it drain a little bit because of any excess liquid inside the line. So just remember to do that sequence. You turn on your blower first, then you turn on your electrostatic piece, turn off the electrostatic piece, turn off the blower. Anything else on this one? That's we did spend a lot of time. It is a backpack sprayer, so it has backpack straps that you can connect to the back right here. You just run these through these two little plastic pieces and through the plastic pieces down here to where it has a backpack.
There are options to use the manual hand thing without the electrostatic portion of it.
This is the non-electrostatic option. We assume most people are not going to be using this option. This is more like a typical, what you see, like a typical garden sprayer. If you wanted to use it for that. So these parts come packed with it. But it's being sold as an electrostatic sprayer, so you just get these bonus parts. If you ever did want to use the unit for like a garden sprayer to spray fertilizer or other type of chemicals.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's our rundown of the ES490.
This thing is made in Guangdong, China. It's an okay unit. We're not giving it a 10 out of 10 stars, but it
gets the job done.
It gets the job done. Yeah, thanks.